Hey folks, it's Ardwulf. Welcome back. We are on episode 53 of our playthrough of Dragon Age Origins, and we are pretty close to the end, I think. So let us continue our exploration of Fort Dracon here. We're on the second floor if you're just tuning in, but if you watched the last episode, you'll have seen the wind-up. I guess we're not going that way. Well, there's some chests here, so let's...
You need me?
And like again, on the off chance that there were potions in them, I will check them out. Not really, but hey. Maybe there's an achievement or something that you get for obsessively looting everything you see. Probably not, but... Alright, so enemies abound.
On it.
And we are finding significant numbers of potions, so it's totally worth our time to do that. I guess we're going this way.
As you wish.
Yes, of course.
Some kind of weird, like, postmodern room layout type deal here.
Darkspawn.
Okay.
Approach. What's for their blood?
Have a fireball. Holy cow. Alright, what else do we got? We got Blizzard. We got Inferno. We got that. None of the other ones are quite appropriate.
On it. Let's get started.
There's a lot of focus fire coming down here, guys. So let's just run these guys out of the fight for the time being. Take care of them. So literally cone attacks for the win there. That was a lot of mooks, man.
Right.
And I'm merely thankful that all these mooks apparently were carrying
This should be
lyrium
easy
potions. So that's okay. I can live with that. Alright, now where are we going?
As you wish.
So we're sort of at the end of the story here. And all we really have left... It seems like... Is there a way out of here? Kind of seems like no.
Trap right ahead.
Oh shit. To unlock Assassin Acolyte.
Trap right ahead.
Well, here's the Genlock Master Assassin. Let's paralyze this Master Assassin ass. That didn't seem to work.
This should be easy enough.
Alright, what kind of curse do we have now? Mark of Death. Suffers additional damage, terminating 16 seconds. So let's just back out. And drop auto attacks on this guy.
Stay still. That's something.
Okay. That was an interesting encounter. I don't think
As you
I've seen Genlock
This should be easy
Assassins
enough.
before. Oh, and traps.
As you wish.
Right away. I shall.
No sense not taking the XP. Speaking of XP, actually a long way toward the next level here. So I guess we're going this way, I suppose. Anything down here? This is a crate. Had I brought potion-making supplies with me, I do have actually
Let's
some
get some.
flasks, but I don't have the distillation agents and stuff that you actually need to make the potions with. Save game, what do we got here? I could have done some potion making. Oh, more ogres. I'm getting a little tired of ogres at this point, guys. Okay, you two, look at that shit.
Let's make quick.
It's either you or me, and it is gonna be me.
Alright, the emissaries. Let's, the emissary's down. As a spellcaster, I always feel like it's a good idea to take out the spellcasters first.
Battle is finished.
It's a little cheesy at this point in the game. It's like, oh, you have defeated the ogre! Let's have a magnificent death scene! I don't really think that's necessary at this point. Considering that the ogres are very much chumps that we are fighting our way through to get to the dragon. Ah, this is the rooftop, actually. This is it, folks. Let's see. Kind of goes without saying that I've never seen this content before. It's not like I didn't know there was a dragon at the end. At least it gets softened up a little first. Okay. Mages. Okay, we've got our stuff up. When you have a wisp, we need you to have this wisp up and the armor. Alistair, we need you to have that up. Liliana needs Song of Courage. Yep, that looks good. Alright. That looks good. Can we even... Okay, Archdemon.
On it.
Let's see if Archdemon is subject to Cone of Cold. I'm guessing no, but I would be wrong. That is fantastic. On the other hand, we are not doing a lot of damage here. But on the other hand, this is the final boss encounter of the whole game, so... I'd like to not eat the, Guys, let's ignore the one Hurlock down here and fight the actual friggin' Archdemon, okay? Okay, Archdemon, please. We can't even get over there. Oh, I just ate that right in the chin. let's toss down a quick lyrium potion here. Or health poultice, I should say. Oh, there's a ballista up here!
Right.
Okay, I'm not sure if that's useful in any capacity. But my hunch would be no. At this point. Rather not be right on top of it.
As you wish.
Okay. So what if you're a wizard, like, you know, me? Do you run up, grab the sword, and slash its belly open? Okay. The Archdemon is dead. Apparently, anyway.
And then it was over.
You're dead.
With the Archdemon dead, the Darkspawn horde quickly crumbled. Most fled back into the deep roads. They would remain a threat in the years to come. But the Blight had been ended before it had truly begun. Ferelden had been saved, and the entire kingdom rose up to joyously greet its new king. Grey Wardens stood redeemed, and a new age had begun. But at what cost?
How much game there is left, I am not 100% sure.
My friends, we are gathered to celebrate those responsible for our victory. Of those who stood against the Darkspawn siege of Denerim, there is one in particular who deserves commendation. The one who led the final charge against the Archdemon remains with us still. An inspiration to all he saved that day. Ladies and gentlemen, may I present to you the hero of Ferelden, the first Grey Warden to defeat the Blight since Garahel 4 centuries ago. My friend, it is hard to imagine how you could have aided Ferelden more. I think it only appropriate that I return the favor. Is there any boon that you might request of Ferelden's king? If it is within my power, I will grant it.
Let's see. I don't have any particular need for riches, and I have no particular attachment to the Circle of Magi, but I do to the Grey Wardens.
Now that's a very good point. I think we can begin with a monument here in Denerim, dedicated to the Grey Wardens who have fallen. Duncan, Riordan, all of them. And it is high time some scholars were collected to learn more about the Darkspawn. We'll face them again, with the dwarves as well as here. Let it also be known that the Arling of Amaranthine, once the land of Arl Howe, is now granted to the Grey Wardens. There they can rebuild, following the example of those who went before them. What are your plans? Will you remain with the Grey Wardens?
I think I will travel for at least for a time. Maybe I intend to find Morrigan.
My impression was that she didn't want to be found. But I understand completely. There's a group of Ferelden citizens waiting outside to get a look at their hero. I suggest you make at least a brief appearance before they storm the gate. Just tell the guard at the door when you're ready.
So there is a DLC for Are these all completed? Yeah, I think we're basically done. There is a DLC for going and finding Morrigan at the end.
This should be easy enough.
Are you ready, my lord? The crowds outside are getting restless. Let me know when you wish to go.
Not just yet.
I'll wait here.
I think there's one thing that is important.
So here we are. The conquering hero has won the day, and now he takes his bow and exits the stage. A fine ending. I'm glad to hear that. You know, I can't help now but think of my vision. The Maker sent me to help you, and look what you did. It's a miracle. It truly is. I've been asked by the Chantry to return to the Urn of Sacred Ashes. I need to make sure it's protected. Maybe pilgrims can even begin going there again. I expect to leave a month from now with a small army of Templars and priests. It will be a grand adventure. I hope I will see you before I leave, to say goodbye. At any rate, you should get back to the celebration. We can speak another time.
The hero of Ferelden. My. How does it feel? Alistair's idea, I understand. Which should explain much. But it's not so bad, is it? A blight defeated with the other nations barely becoming aware. Who could ask for better? I don't think many heroes ever do. I'm glad not to be on the receiving end of all this attention myself. I say, let the young have their fame. Not that I've gone without notice. Irving asked me to take over as first enchanter, but I don't wish to go back. Not after all this. Instead, I've decided to accept a position here at court. There's not been a mage advising the throne for a very long time.
That is a good idea.
He's a good lad, and his heart is in the right place. He wants to see the lot of mages improved, and I am willing to help him. I understand you will be leaving. I wish you good fortune on your journeys, wherever they may take you. If we do not see each other again, live well, Warden. And thank you.
Now we are ready to go.
Are you ready, my lord? The crowds outside are getting restless. Right. I'll take you there now. Follow me.
In the months that followed the coronation, Alistair proved himself to be a popular king, if largely unwilling to involve himself in matters of governing. He travelled often, making appearances in towns throughout Ferelden to the great delight of the commoners. They referred to him as a king with the common touch, even if a few knew it was a simple aversion to life at court. News that the urn of sacred ashes had been found in Ferelden did not spread outside the Chantry until Brother Genitivi made an announcement several months after the defeat of the Darkspawn. The manuscript detailing his research and his experience with Andraste's cult drew huge interest among scholars throughout Thedas. Some years later, the Chantry announced that the resting place of Andraste's ashes had indeed been found. A ripple of excitement spread among the pious people of Thedas, with many undertaking pilgrimages to see the ashes or partake of their healing powers. Following months of effort, the Tower of the Circle of Magi was finally cleansed of the last spirits to slip through the veil. No further abominations were created, and First Enchanter Irving was pleased to declare the circle safe. All that could be saved had been. With the slavers shut down in the alienage, the lot of even city-born elves improved for a time. The new king even named the local elder to his personal court, a scandal amongst the humans, but a sign of new hope to the elves. Shiani continued to be an outspoken member of the alienage community, and in time she became the new elder. That outspokenness earned her frequent trouble, but served her people well. Arl Aemon remained in Denerim for some time, acting as the Chancellor and Chief Advisor to King Alistair. Tegan ruled over Redcliffe in his stead and was surprised to find himself well loved by the villagers, who were still grateful for the nights he spent defending their lives. In time, Aemon abdicated in favor of his brother, an event the locals greeted with approval and enthusiasm. The Dalish elves prospered after the siege of Denerim, having earned much respect for their part in the battle. For once, human lands welcomed the wandering folk. The new keeper, Lanaya, was respected both amongst the Dalish as well as in the Ferelden court. She was a voice of reason, and other Dalish clans would turn to her to help resolve disputes with human folk. In time, many of the Dalish clans moved to the new land provided for them in the south near Ostagar. Wary of their human neighbors, however, tensions soon rose again, and only Keeper Lanaya's leadership kept peace alive. In Orzammar, King Harrowmont found himself in a protracted battle against Balin's rebellion that left him unable to gain the stability he needed. The clan lords objected to many of his measures in the assembly, and only his efforts to increase the dwarves' isolation from the surface met with any success. In time, Harrowmont's health began to fail. Some claimed it was poison, while others said it was a flagging spirit. Either way, after a protracted illness, the king finally passed away. The wrangling in the assembly for a successor began almost immediately. Brother Burkle's new chantry in Orzammar drew a surprising number of converts among the dwarves. They quickly attracted a great deal of anger from more conservative quarters, and before long the assembly severely restricted the Andastrians' rights. Brother Burkle resisted and was slain while being arrested during a peaceful demonstration in the Commons. The assembly claimed this was an accident, but news of the resulting riots reached the chantry on the surface, where the Divine even contemplated a new exalted march. Although the Anvil of the Void was destroyed, rumors about its location crept into Orzammar. Years later, thanks to the defeat of the Darkspawn on the surface, a few determined smiths managed to locate the Anvil's remains. They examined the ruins of the Anvil, and upon returning to Orzammar with their findings, convinced the Shaperate to attempt to recreate Caridon's research. A new golem was created, bound with a spirit taken from the Fade. The golem immediately went insane, killing several Shapers before it was destroyed. The research was branded excessively dangerous and sealed away. Whispers of its existence circulated throughout Orzammar, however, and demand among the Smith caste to reopen Caridon's research refused to abate. As good as her word, Morrigan disappeared once the Archdemon was slain. Someone of Morrigan's description was seen traveling alone, months later, heading west through the Frostback Mountains, and she may have even been with child. There was no word after that. With Flemeth dead, or at least gone, the chances of tracking her down were slim indeed. One cannot help but wonder, however, what became of the child? What were Morrigan's plans? These questions must remain a mystery for now. Both Valen and the companions who helped defeat the Blight eventually scattered to the four winds, drawn either by personal duty or the call to further adventure. Circumstances dictated that they would not see each other again, at least for a time. As the Blighted Lands began to heal and the Grey Wardens slowly rebuilt their order in Aberranthine, they discovered that the fight against the Darkspawn was not yet complete. Although the Horde was routed and had dissolved upon the Archdemon's death, many of the more powerful Darkspawn survived to organize roving warbands that preyed upon the land and each other. These warbands spread havoc, and some even journeyed west into Orlais, or crossed the Shining Sea by the deep roads. These proved incredibly difficult to wipe out. But these are tales yet to be told. The tale ended when Valen sank his blade in the Archdemon's head and destroyed it forever. It was not the last that Ferelden would hear of him, however. And here we have the ending credits to Dragon Age Origins. So, we have actually finished this game, I am delighted to say. So what does this mean? Where do we go from here? Well, we have the Witch Hunt DLC, which is probably a couple episodes worth of DLC content, which I'm thinking about doing next with this series, and I think it's probably a good idea, since it does kind of add closure to an end of the story that I did explore. And then there is the Awakening expansion, which I have no idea how long that would take to play through. So I think I'm going to think about that for a little bit, maybe a couple days, while I continue working on the other games that you are seeing appear in the channel. And then we will pick this up with another Dragon Age game, or at least another Dragon Age story, in the immediate future. My opinion of the game overall is pretty high. I think it shows a lot of polish in a lot of places, but not uniformly, absolutely everywhere. I think there are places where it does feel rushed and like there's a lot of filler in it. In particular, the Dwarven questline, I felt was like that. I felt it was really sloggy. I felt like the end in Denerim actually got a little bit sloggy too, but fortunately it didn't last that long, so it wasn't as big of a problem. My least favorite of the four segments of the main quest line was definitely the Dwarven one. My favorite would probably be the Mage one. As much of a hassle as the Fade is to go through, and boy, I really wouldn't want to have to play through that particular quest again. It was actually pretty cool. There's a lot of cool things in this game, and a lot to like about it. Don't take that as like a review, but just my opinion that it is a pretty good game. I think it is worth playing, and I think it's worth revisiting, even though it's a few years old. I still had a pretty good time playing through it. So I hope that you, the audience, have had a good time watching me play through this game for however many hours it's been. I'm just throwing this number out and completely a random, maybe 43 hours, something like that, of gameplay to finish the main storyline. By no means did I try to be a completist about it. In fact, I went out of my way to ignore things in certain areas. In fact, one could spend significantly more time playing through this game than I did. But I did feel like I hit all the high points. Certainly, I did the entire main quest, plus the high points of the non-main quest content as well. So I think I had a good time. I will definitely revisit the Dragon Age series in the future, probably not the very far future, but probably sometime pretty soon, possibly after Pillars of Eternity is completed, which I think is on the horizon in the next week or two anyway. So I hope you stick with us. I hope that you will choose to subscribe to the channel. This will be my first finished Let's Play series. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to set Dragon Age Awakening up yet, but I guess we'll find out. But we will play through those other games. I've got some other things in the pipeline as well. And as you may have noticed, we have some board game videos in the channel now as well, and I plan to do more of those. They're substantially more work than video game Let's Play videos, unfortunately, because they require editing, which I despise. So, but anyway, we have now digressed well off the path of the context of Dragon Age Origins, which again, I hope that you have enjoyed. I hope that you will share the videos and the playlist and like and comment on the videos in the playlist, and I hope that you will come back and join us for the next Let's Play series. Thanks very much. I am Ardwulf, signing off.